What is a RACI? A RACI is stands for responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. So the responsible for a project is someone who is responsible for making sure that the project is completed. They do all the work to make sure that each task is assigned to somebody, each task gets completed as needed, prerequisites are taken care of. They do all of the work. They're essentially the project manager for that project. The accountable would be someone who is the true owner of the project. They are often called in project management world a project sponsor. They have the authority for all decisions on the project. Anything to do with the project that if there's a major roadblock or any major decisions, changes to the project, changes to acceptance criteria, changes to requirements, the accountable is the ultimate authority on the project. So they own the project, don't necessarily run the project. That would be responsible. Consulted would be anyone who provided input to the project. So perhaps they had requirements. If they were the end users, they had requirements, or if they were going to be supporting the project, if they had information that they needed to give so that the project could be successful. And then informed would be anybody that needs to know about the project. They don't really have input to the project, but they do need to know how the project is progressing or when it's going to be completed or something. So perhaps either senior leadership needs to know about the status of the project, or perhaps an end user needs to know the status of the project because they are going to be using it or they are going to be impacted by it or something. The informed would be that. We keep track on the project. We keep track on a what we call the team roster. So the RACI is tracked here on the team roster. When the project was initially set up, you input the responsible, the accountable, consultant, and informed when you filled in the intake sheet. Well, those whoever you put in there gets put onto this team roster, and you'll end up with those those names here. Additionally, you can add team members to your team. These would be additional people who would be responsible for tasks. You can provide additional consulted people who would be consulted on the project for different components, and other people who need to be informed. Perhaps you need to keep Scott and Sean informed. Um, so you would have your team members all listed here, or everybody that's a part of the project, all your stakeholders would be listed here. Additionally, we have some contacts with governance, Marcom, and product. They often need to know or have a piece of each project. So they are listed here. If there is no governance portion of this project, then this line could be deleted. Or if there's no Marcom, then this line could be deleted. But they oftentimes projects get kicked off that do have a governance Marcom or product component. And so these would be the people to start with before getting the actual person that would be responsible for working or consultant working for this project. Additionally, at the bottom, you can keep track of your external stakeholders. This would be, say, members or users, perhaps third-party vendor you plan on using. Um, this is where you can keep track of them so that you have a full list of everybody involved with this project. So anytime you need to find out who to send an email to, who to send a status to, who to get information from, who to share things with, you can come look at your team roster and find everybody involved with the project. So this is a good way to find out. And then all your team members can also check this. So you as the responsible probably already know everybody on this list. But say someone who's just informed about the project wants to look, well, they can come to this team roster and see who's in charge of the project, who's accountable. It allows the rest of the team to have the same visibility into who's part of every project as the responsible and accountable would have. So that is what the RACI is, and it's kept on the team roster.